The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get right to the comment of the day. And this one here definitely made me laugh because of how ridiculous it is. The comment comes from Children of the Damned. And he talks about how Jordan was a ball hog. He was so mean to his teammates in the 80s. No one wanted to play with him. But now apparently Jordan has paid people off to not talk about this. What's funny is it was mentioned in The Last Dance. And they said Jordan signed off on all of it. So obviously he had no issue with it. But if this is all you guys have, you're ridiculous. I mean, people can talk about LeBron James at the Diddy parties and Bronny James and all that other stuff. I don't care anything about that. I just go by what happened on the court. That's it. Not in practice, not off the court. I don't care. But whatever Michael Jordan did, it was the greatest of all time. And that's what I'm getting into right now. This is the summary, the cliff notes of the last year and a half that I've been doing this channel. Of all the videos I've done, I have all the highlights right here. I call this the comprehensive guide to Michael Jordan, NBA's GOAT. So I'm going to start out by year what Michael Jordan did as an individual player. I will get to the team stuff later, and I will get to the career stuff later. This is year by year, records, accomplishments, milestones, and feats of Michael Jordan. 1984-85 season, Jordan's rookie season. He was the only rookie since 1970 to lead the NBA in points with 2,313. That would be Kareem in 1970. The only rookie to finish top 40 in points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, steals per game, blocks per game, field goal percentage, and free throw percentage of any rookie since all the stats were tracked in 1974. Also, as a rookie, Jordan led the Bulls in points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, steals per game, blocks per game. He was tied with Jawan Oldham, I believe it was, and free throw percentage as a rookie. The only rookie ever to do that. Also, Jordan was the only rookie since 1969 when Wes Unseld won the MVP as a rookie to have the second most first place votes for MVP as a rookie. He didn't finish second for MVP. He had the second most first place votes. There's a distinction there. But he's the only rookie to get the second most votes going all the way back to Wes Unseld. 1985-1986 season. We all know that Michael Jordan missed practically the whole year. I mean, he played a few games, 3 or 4, I believe it was. Broke his foot. He came back for like 15 games where he was on minutes restriction. But even still, in those 3 playoff games he played, the single playoff game scoring record was 63 points. That was in the first round, game 2 against Boston. But in game 1 and game 2 combined, the most points in consecutive playoff games, games 1 and 2 in the first round, he had 112 points. No one has ever had back-to-back games where they scored over 56 points per game. Never happened in the history of the NBA. That's the record. Michael Jordan's second full season, 1986-87. The most points per game, 37.09. Since 1963, Wilt Chamberlain had 44.8 points per game. The only player to finish top 2 for MVP since the merger with a losing record. Now, Kareem won the MVP with a losing record in 1976, but since then, the merger was in 77. Since the merger, Michael Jordan is the only player on a team finished under 500, top 2 for MVP. He's the only one. Also in 1987, Michael Jordan became the first player to record 200 steals and 100 blocks in the same season. He had the most consecutive 40-point games since the merger. Kobe tied that, I believe that was in 2006, with 9 games. Not bad. 1987-88 season. Michael Jordan became the first player to win the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season, and the scoring title. And I believe he's still the only player to ever do that. Also in 88, he led the league in steals and points, his first of 3 times leading the league in multiple stat categories, becoming the only player ever to record 200 steals and 100 blocks twice, and the only player to do it in back-to-back seasons. 1988-89 season. The Bulls, the only 5th place team ever to win 9 playoff games. Also in 89, one of 8 teams to win less than 50 games and beat multiple 50-plus win teams. He was also the first player ever to win back-to-back scoring titles while being first-team All-Defense. 1989-1990 season, the first player with 3 seasons over 33 points per game since the merger, and the only player with 3 scoring titles and 3 first-team All-Defense to this day in the NBA. 3 is more than anybody else. Of course, he has a lot more than that, but I'll get to that at the end. Michael Jordan, in the 89-90 season, recorded the highest game score ever since game score was tracked in 1984 with a 64.6 game score on March 28, 1990 versus Cleveland. He had 69 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, 23 for 37 from the field, 21 for 23 at the line. That's the best all-around game in the last 40 years. Amazing the modern players have not broke that yet. Again, that just goes to show the utter individual dominance of Michael Jordan. In the 1990-91 season, Michael Jordan, the most assists per game in a player's debut finals, his first finals, of any player in NBA history in 91, with 11.4 assists per game. Jordan, along with John Paxson, had the best finals shooting game of all time. In Game 2, they went combined 23 for 26, which is 88.46%. That's the best ever. Also, the most consecutive made field goals in a finals game with 13 also in Game 2. And another record he holds in the 91 finals, the most steals in a 5-game finals with 14. The 91-92 season, the most assists for any player's first 10 finals games with 92. John Stockton is second, and I think he's got 88. That's any player who's ever played their first 10 finals games. That includes Stockton, Isaiah, Magic, anybody you can think of, any player. Bob Cousy, I think he had 87. And that streak was obviously all 5 of the games in the 91 finals and the first 5 of the 92 finals. In the 92 finals, another record he still holds, the most points in a half in a finals game with 35. That was 92 finals game 1 in the first half. 92-93 season, Michael Jordan became the second player ever, now one of 3 players, to lead the league in multiple stat categories 3 times or more. Chamberlain actually did it 7 times. One of 2 players to win a championship and lead the league in multiple stat categories. Bill Walton was the other one in 1977, the first year of the merger. So it's safe to say in the last 47 years, Michael Jordan is the only player to lead the league in multiple stat categories and win a championship. He's the only one. And of course, you could say, and a finals MVP, all that comes with that. Also in 93, the most consecutive 40-point games in the finals, he had 4. That was games 2 through 5. Also had the highest points per game in a finals all time at 41 even. That's more than anyone ever. He also became the first player ever and he's now one of two, but he's done it twice. Shaq won 3 consecutive Finals MVPs from 2000 to 2002, but Jordan, of course, did it from 91 to 93 and 96 to 98, so he's done it twice, but Shaq did do it once. The 1994-95 season, now you're thinking like, what could he have done there? He played 17 games. He didn't do any records. But he did have a feat. In 1995, Michael Jordan, the only player ever to finish top 12 in the MVP voting and played under 20 games. That may seem insignificant and stupid, but just add it on the pile. 1995-96, Michael Jordan became the only player to this day to win 8 scoring titles. Obviously, after he retired, he had 10, but in 96 is when he broke Wilt's record. 1996-97, that's the year that Michael Jordan won the most Finals MVPs of all time with 5. Now, of course, he has 6, but at the time, 5, that's more than what anybody else has ever done. The 1997-98 season, the only player in the last 75 years to score over half his team's points in a finals game or any playoff closeout game, he scored 45 of his team's 87 points, 51.72%. Amazing. Okay, so that's the individual stuff. Here's the team stuff. Michael Jordan, while he was on the Bulls, here's his accomplishments, feats, and records. The 1990s Bulls beat 2 60-win teams 3 times, 93, 96, and 97. It's only been done 7 times ever, so they have 3 of the 7 times doing that. They beat 4 of the 7 best finals runner-ups in win percentage, regular season and playoffs combined, of all time. 93 Phoenix, they were 75-31. 96 Seattle, 77-26. 97 Utah, 77-25. And 98 Utah was 75-27. Also in the 90s, the Bulls won 13 straight home conference finals games. That's an NBA record. It started in Game 5 of 92, from what I remember, because in 92, the Bulls won Game 1, lost Game 2. They won Game 5, and then they won all 3 in 93, both in 96, all 3 in 97, and all 4 in 98. It adds up to 13 consecutive. The 1991 and 1998 Bulls, only Jordan and Pippen were on those teams. The only team since 1957 to not lose a playoff game by more than 3 points. You got to go all the way back to 1957 to find another team who did not lose a playoff game by more than 3 points. That's a big one to me. The 95-96 season is the highest winning percentage, regular season and playoffs combined. 87-13, an 870 win percentage. That's the best ever. Then when you combine 95 and 96, that's the most wins in consecutive seasons, 141 of all time. They have 2 of the top 4 greatest regular seasons of all time, in 96 and 97, with 72 and 69 wins. That's 2 of the top 4 best regular seasons of all time. Jordan's got half of them. The 1990s Chicago Bulls beat more 60-win teams than any team of all time, with 7. The 1990s Bulls have 3 of the 10 67-plus win seasons with a championship. The 93, 96, and 97 Bulls. Also, the 93, 96, and 97 Bulls are 3 of the 7 teams ever to beat multiple 60-win teams in the same playoff run. The 1993 Bulls are 1 of 7 teams ever to beat both number 1 seeds en route to a championship. That would have been the Knicks in the East, Phoenix in the West. The 1993 Bulls, 1 of 5 teams ever to beat both the number 1 rated offense and the number 1 rated defense in the same run. And that would have been the same team. The Knicks number 1 defense, Phoenix number 1 offense. The 1997 Bulls are the only champion ever to have just two players averaging double figures in points per game for an entire playoff run. That would have been Jordan and Pippen, and that was it.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
So that's going to be volume 1. I'll have volume 2 tomorrow, and that will involve his career accolades. This was a season by season and his team accomplishments year by year. But the overall resume, career of Michael Jordan, that'll be in tomorrow's video, volume 2. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content. And that's it. Until next time.